Good morning, children. How are you all? I think you are fine. Are you following classes regularly? Okay, you do follow. It helps you, it enlightens you, it increases your knowledge and wisdom. It is good to you in this situation. There is no other way to approach you except this digital way. Now, digital India, digital world, we must also follow this method. See, children, our lesson name is Reading and Analysis of Maps. Reading and analysis of maps. In previous classes, we all discussed what is map, what is analyzing. Analyzing means thinking, verifying, questioning, discussing. Okay. Once I make a small reading today's topic. Last time where we stopped today. In order to help the sailors, the maps also had to be accurate. The Greeks tried to make the maps accurate with the help of longitudes and latitudes. Let us see how this was done. They tried to find out a set of places where the midday occurred at the same time. These places were joined together with a line from north to south. This was the meridian noon line or longitude. They also tried to draw latitudes by connecting places which had equal length of shadow at noon. See, children, once a little information I give you here. In order to help the sailors, the maps also had to be accurate. Who are sailors? Who travel on the water for different purpose, to find out sometimes new places, sometimes fishing, sometimes interesting way, so many things. But whoever they travel on the water or ocean, they are called sailors. And they need accurate map. Suppose they want to go to one particular place, they must need that accurate map. With the help of map, they reach there. If map is not accurate, they don't know how to travel to their destination. That's why instead of traveling one place, they may travel in another direction and they see another place. So many things happened like this also in earlier times. So for sailors, they need accurate maps. Next, the Greeks tried to make the maps accurate with the help of longitudes and latitudes. Previously we discussed Greeks and Romans. Greeks tried to make the maps accurate with the help of longitudes and latitudes. Okay, we discussed that. Greeks actually they knew about latitudes and longitudes. Longitudes means vertical lines on the globe. Latitude means parallel lines, or parallel lines are called latitudes. So already we discussed. Now they came to know about latitudes and longitudes. With the help of these things, so Greeks they make accurate maps, maximum accurate maps. Let us see how this was done. They tried to find out a set of places where the midday occurred at the same time. Suppose on the earth, so suppose 12 o'clock, if you take time from north to south, they checked the place 12 o'clock on which places. Find a set of places where the midday occurred at the same time. Where it is afternoon, exactly 12 o'clock on the earth. that type of places, all they connected with the help of line. And these places were joined together with a line from north to south, where midday, exactly when the sun is on our head, when shadows are exactly down our feet, like that they took the time, and on which places such type of thing was there, they connected all places with the line. And these places were joined together with a line from north to south. This was the meridian or noon line. Meridian or noon line. Afternoon means afternoon. Afternoon line. Okay? Or meridian. It tells us time also. And they named it longitude. They also tried to draw latitudes by connecting places which had equal length of shadow at noon. Around the globe, again, they selected particular time. At that time, on the globe or on the earth, which places have equal length of shadow. They connected all places and they called it with one latitude. Now, see children, see, with the help of these two kinds of lines, they drew a grid on the map and located all the places from east to west and north to south along these lines. Here, what happened with the help of these two kinds of lines? That means two kinds means one is latitudes, second one is longitudes. So they drew a grid on the map and located all the places from east to west and north to south along these lines. With the help of these two lines, latitudes and longitudes, so they tried to what? They drew grid on the map. Grid means longitudes are vertical lines, latitudes are horizontal lines or parallel lines. And when latitudes and longitudes intersecting each other and in middle, so two lines are parallel lines and two lines are vertical lines. In middle, it form a place and that place is called grid. With the help of the latitudes and longitudes, so they started locating places. That place is called grid. Preparing these lines accurately was not an easy task, and it took about 2000 years to finally get correct longitudes and latitudes. You see, 2000 years it took. Earlier Babylonians and we studied Sumerians and other people, they tried like anything. Al-Idrisi and Sadiq Ifsani during the Mughals time, British time, so many people we discussed. But finally to get a perfect map, it took 2000 years. See, it's not a joke. In 2000 years, so different people, they did something and died. Next generation, with the help of those maps, they studied again and again they made something and again they died. Like that, so many generations after, we got a perfect map. To complete that task, it took 2000 years. You imagine how many years a man can live? Hardly 70 to 80 years or maximum 100 years. But here 2000 years means how many generations have been gone. It's a long time and it is a difficult task. But locating places on maps with the help of these two lines became easy and useful for travelers and sailors who could orient the direction of their travel to their destinations. Actually, when a perfect maps came and released, and it became easy to travel on the water for sailors, for explorers. It became very easy because in that map everything is mentioned, directions, distance of the countries, in which direction they have to travel. Like that, it became very easy for the travelers and sailors. The sailors in turn helped the map makers by telling them about the places they visited. Again, these map makers oftenly consulted sailors, and they took their opinions while traveling on the ocean. What did they see? What type of things, whether countries or hills or mountains, and like that, whatever the information sailors saw while they were traveling on the oceans, so they gave that information to the map makers. With that, map makers again and again, so they collect a number of times from different sailors and travelers. Finally they made a perfect and beautiful maps, and today it is more useful to the sailors. Next is Ptolemy. Ptolemy was a great geographer. Once you see, Ptolemy was one of the most famous geographers of the ancient world, who prepared detailed maps of the world using these lines. Among all the ancient geographers, Ptolemy was very famous, very famous. See, detailed maps of the world, he drew it. However, these maps were all lost for a long time. But he drew many maps. But what happened in course of time? He lost all those. In course of time, they buried and they lost. And now here children, children, you see, you may have noticed that most of these ancient maps give more correct information of Europe and nearby countries. During the time, most of these times, what happened? You may have noticed that most of these ancient maps give more correct information of Europe and nearby countries. In fact, they usually place Greece or Rome in the middle of the map. During this time, what happened? All the map makers gave correct time about Europe and its surrounding places. And mostly, whoever drew the maps, mostly Greeks and Romans, they tried, and always they put Greece or Rome in the middle of the map, and remaining places around the Greece and Rome, they drew it as per their knowledge. They also give more correct information about places visited by sailors and traders, because they collected so much of information from the sailors and traders who travel on the water. From they collected, they drew, and again they gave these maps to them, and that maps helped them to travel on the oceans and the coasts of various countries. But they did not know about the interior places. Thus, on the map of Asia, you can see India shown as much smaller than Sri Lanka, as the sailors were more familiar with it. See what happened when sailors, traders, mostly they traveled on the coastal places or coastal areas of the countries and continents. So, which places located on the coastal areas of the oceans and seas? So, they knew about those places only. They got information about those places only. So, the interior information they didn't get. Because of the sea, Sri Lanka is a small country, but it is island. So, around that they traveled, and they thought that was a big country, and they showed big in the map. It is larger than India. But India, on coastal areas only they traveled, they thought very small in size. But in really, Sri Lanka is smaller than India. India is large country. Sri Lanka is small. But in those days, as it is located in the Indian Ocean, as it is island. So they traveled around the Sri Lanka. They came to know about it. They thought this was a big country. In the case of India, only on coastal places they traveled. That information only they gave to the map makers. Map makers also, they showed little information. They thought India was small. Okay, good. Now come down. These books of Ptolemy were used by the Arab scholars and sailors to prepare maps. One famous Arab map maker of Al-Idrisi prepared a world map for his king in 1154 CE. CE means Common Era. Here, Ptolemy maps generally used by Arab scholars. Arab means Islamic countries, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Egypt, and all these countries. The Arab scholars they used. Scholars means pandits, well studied people, excellent people, talented and intellectuals. So they studied some of the maps of Ptolemy, and with the help of Ptolemy maps, that Al-Idrisi, 1154 CE, Common Era, he prepared a world map for his king, because his king had asked Al-Idrisi to prepare one beautiful and accurate map as per his knowledge. Then he prepared and handed over to his king. The map with legends written in Arabic, while showing the Eurasian continent fully, shows only the northern part of the African continent and lacks details of southern Africa and Southeast Asia. Because these people showed only Eurasian means the word Eurasian. In this, Europe and Asia together called Eurasian. So they showed Europe and some of the part of Asia more in their maps, and they knew little about Africa and Southeast. That's why they didn't give much information, and they showed a little part in the map, and major part of Europe and Asia, two together called Eurasian. Next slide we see, and children, in next slide, there are many interesting things about this map. Firstly, it shows the south towards the top of the map and north towards the bottom. It places Arabia prominently in the center of the map. Here what happened? Al-Idrisi drew map, but he mentioned south, he mentioned north side, north he mentioned south side. See, firstly it shows the south towards the top of the map, north towards bottom. So it places, again he placed Arabia in middle. It's common thing. Whoever drew the maps, they put their place in middle, because when Greeks drew, they put Greek or Rome in middle. And Sumerians, Babylonians also did the same thing. And here also, even Arabians, Al-Idrisi also did same thing. Arabia put in the middle, remaining around him, around that Arabia place. Children, before they discovered the books of Ptolemy, European map makers were greatly influenced by religious ideas of the Bible and made maps of the world to represent those ideas. Given below is a map made around those times. Here one map is given, model of the world according to the Bible, because before they discovered the maps, before they discovered the books of Ptolemy, actually maps were not found, they lost, but some of the books were discovered, they got it, and again they studied Ptolemy books. With the help of the books, as per the mathematic calculations, again they redrawn most appropriate or correct maps. But before that, as per the Bible, whatever they got information in the Bible, as per the Bible they drew one map. You see that map is visible here in this slide. And the next one, this really was a model of the world according to the Bible. According to the Bible, see this, children, according to the Bible, this was the map here mentioned. This was the map according to the Bible. But next, now you see in next slide, here this really was a model of the world according to the Bible. It is surrounded by oceans. It is surrounded by oceans and is divided into 3 continents. They divided into 3 continents. See information, Asia, Europe and Africa. In the beginning, they knew information about these 3 continents, Asia, Europe and Africa. Remaining North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica, they didn't know. Of these, Asia was considered the largest and the most important, as it had Jerusalem, which was the birthplace of Jesus Christ. It is therefore also shown on the top. Europe and Africa are shown at the bottom and in a similar size. In those days, Asia, Europe, Africa, they came to know these 3 continents. And again, they said one thing is true. Asia was largest. In those days also they said, even today also, Asia is the largest. And again in Asia continent, there is one holy place, that is Jerusalem. Jerusalem is famous for birth of Jesus Christ. So they put this place top, this continent top, remaining Europe and Africa they put bottom. So they drew map like that and they showed as. See down one map is given. You see it. Around common era 1480, Europeans rediscovered Ptolemy's books, but not the maps, and were stunned to learn about his accurate description of the location of places. They prepared some new maps based on them. You can see on such maps here, map number 7. Here what happened, the Europeans again rediscovered some of the books, and again they studied deep, and when they studied they got full information, and according to that maximum they tried to draw the accurate maps, and finally they drew 99% accurate maps with the help of Ptolemy. So remaining information in next class we see, children. Today thank you. You read it again and again, small I am giving, as it is a digital class. And first of all you buy the books, then only you can read, and you try to read, note down hard words, and you write hard words meanings, practice spellings and write meanings and learn. And if it is possible, once go through atlas and study different maps. Okay, write minimum 5 to 10 difficult words and meanings and send to me. That is homework. Spelling also you learn. Thank you. Bye. See you.